Just look at this little thing. This is the smallest camera gimbal combo I've ever seen in my entire life. It shoots 4K 60 frames per second. But my question is this just a gimmicky piece of crap, or does it actually produce usable footage that we can use in our videos? Let's find out. It's coming up. Hey everyone, Steve here from Learn Online Video, and today I'm going to be testing out this mini camera gimbal combo. This is the FeiyuTech Pocket Gimbal. It retails at $250. I'll leave a link to it in the description below. It shoots 4K 60 frames per second. Now in theory, this is the perfect setup for anyone looking for a lightweight, extremely compact camera gimbal combo. But what can it actually do, and what does the footage look like? Well, I'm going to spend the next hour at this location capturing some footage, putting this thing through its paces. Then at the end of this video, I'm going to edit all that footage together with music, sound effects, and color grading to see what results we get. Okay, first things first, let's establish our location. We're going to go for a reveal shot from behind these hydrangeas. Let's go for a slider shot, shall we? I'm going to start over here, and we're just going to slide out to reveal our location. Okay, first shot in the bag. Now for this shoot, I'm really honing in on two of what I feel are the most important features of this mini camera, and that's video quality and image stabilization. How good does this image look, and how smooth is the footage? Okay, now the beauty of shooting with something this small is that you're able to put it through really small gaps, like the bars on this window here. So one idea for a shot I've got is just to put the gimbal all the way through the gaps in these bars, and then we're going to pull back like this. Okay, so one thing I've noticed with this camera is that you don't seem to have the ability to lock your exposure, which can be quite problematic. But as long as you're aware of that and you understand its limitations, then there are workarounds. But let me just show you an example of what I mean here, okay? Take this shot here, for example. We're going to reveal our focal point from behind this stone pillar. Watch the sky and look for the exposure change. You see that? Let's watch it once more. Camera is exposed for the stone and then auto exposes to the sky, and does a pretty good job, but an exposure change during a shot isn't the most professional look. So what's the workaround? Well, avoid exposure changing shots. Instead of a reveal shot, how about a push forward? The shot looks just as good, and this time no exposure change. Okay, let's test the basics here. Nice and simple, just walking forward through a doorway. How well does this gimbal perform? Okay, not bad. It's not the smoothest I've ever seen, but not bad. Let's see the exposure change as I enter the room. Subtle, nice, I like it. A great handheld camera move to have up your sleeve, the fake crane. Absolute classic. Crouch down, slowly stand up, and keep your movement consistent. And just like that, you've faked yourself a crane shot with something that fits in your pocket. Okay, I'm getting a bit more creative here, and I'm trying to emphasize my camera movement by moving the camera close to this wall. I was hoping to pick up a few more details and textures in this wall, but as you can see, the camera struggles to focus on anything within about 12 inches. This is quite common with a wide-angle camera like this, so no real surprises there. As with any camera, it's important to understand its limitations. That way you can use it for its strengths. Strengths like shooting wide, smooth, handheld shots like this. Again, we're getting a little bit more creative here, but it's important to mix up your angles and give your videos a fresh perspective. For this shot, I pointed the camera looking straight up and added a simple slide movement from left to right. Also, remember, you don't need to walk with these gimbal moves. You can create smooth camera movement by simply moving your arms and upper body. Now, I'm sure some of you are probably wondering what this little camera is like as a vlogging camera, because it's so small, it's so discreet, it's so easy to travel with. Well, if you triple tap the mode button, it switches to selfie mode, turning it in to a vlogging camera. So let's test out the visual and audio capabilities of this mini camera. Okay, so now I am officially in vlog mode. How does this look And more importantly, how does this sound? There's actually a bit of wind at the moment, so I'm curious to know whether there's any wind distortion in this audio, because look, that's life. When you're vlogging, there's gonna be wind. So is this camera capable? You be the judge. Okay, let's talk gimbal modes, because this is really important and will massively affect how you move your camera. For example, this is the gimbal in all follow mode. Pay close attention to which way the camera faces when I move the gimbal. See how the camera always faces the same way as the gimbal? We move it down, the camera faces down towards the bottom of the screen. We move it up and it starts to look towards the left of the screen, and so on and so on. Now let's switch to pan follow. Now watch the camera. I move the gimbal down, but the camera is locked onto the left-hand side of the screen. No matter how I move the gimbal, the camera remains facing the same way. Okay, this gimbal comes with 3 different modes. I'm going to use follow mode for this shot. I'm going to start with the camera pointing down, and then I'm going to tilt up to reveal the church. Okay, here we go. Just got to watch out for my shadow there. We're pushing forward. And we're tilting up, still pushing forward, still tilting up to reveal the church, and then keep going all the way through. Okay, so I've definitely got enough footage now to put an edit together. So let's put all this footage onto the timeline, add some music, color grading and sound effects to see what results we get. Okay, it is the following day here in France after shooting that sequence here yesterday, and I just thought I'd give you my thoughts on this camera, the pros and the cons, so that you can decide whether this camera is right for you. Okay, let's talk audio. Now, after having looked at that footage yesterday and listened to that audio when I was in vlog mode, there was definitely some wind distortion and I was a little bit disappointed. But in the interest of fairness, it was actually quite windy yesterday. So look, let's just shoot a little bit more video today to see how it compares. Okay, we're now back on the Pocket Gimbal. So this is what it looks and sounds like when there's no wind. So fingers crossed, this is a bit of an improvement on yesterday's audio because there's not a lot of wind today. So again, let me know what you think. You be the judge. Okay, so who is this camera for? Well, in my opinion, this is the perfect camera if you're just starting out because it's so small and it's so easy to use. There really isn't any kind of learning curve with this camera. I mean, it only has 3 buttons: power on, mode button, and record. So super easy to use, very, very user-friendly. The image is pretty good. Hopefully the audio sounds better. And look, if you're looking to be discreet and you don't really like the thought of people looking at you whilst you're walking and talking to the camera, then this is a really good option. You can pretty much hold it in your hand and people would barely be able to see the camera. So perfect if you're just starting out as a videographer or travel filmmaker. So look, I hope you found this video useful. Do let me know what you think of this little thing in the comments section below. And if you found this video useful, give it the old thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more content like this, learn more about video production, you can do that by watching one of my other videos just over there. But that's it from me. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.